Namaste ji, namaste. Welcome to Courtroom. Wishing you a very happy new year in advance. The NLSAT notification was released yesterday and the date of the exam has been announced. Via this session, we will try to answer all of your most commonly asked FAQs relating to the exam, and I'll try to give you as much detail as possible. We also have an NLSAT playlist. I took the exam in 22 to see what the fuss was all about. That was the first edition of this exam. The second edition was conducted last year, and this will be the third time that this exam is being conducted. It's pretty much the perfect law entrance, one of the most appropriate law entrances of the country, I would say. So now this is specifically for a 3-year LLB. It is a postgraduate program. That means you need to have pursued a graduation degree that can be in any stream. That doesn't necessarily mean that at the time of taking the exam that you need to be a graduate. If you are in your final year, which 99.99% of you will be, you are free to take the exam, and then once they start their admission process, you need to submit your graduation documents, and they have also given you a date by which you can do so. That is, you can submit the proof of graduation. We'll get to all of those details in just 2 minutes. All right, so first and foremost, it's a PG program. It's not a 5-year LLB, it's a 3-year LLB. तो अगर CLAT में आपका ये पसंदीदा law school था and you were unable to reach it, well, life is giving you another chance. If generally also you afford it, and secondly that you want to pursue it from NLS, that is an LLB, I believe, well, then this is the perfect exam to attempt. All right, so first and foremost, the most important crucial detail is that they have preponed. So usually I was expecting this exam to take place on the 28th of April this year, because they usually conduct it on the last Sunday of April. But I believe this year there are two factors at play. For them to have preponed the exam to such an early date, I would say, that is Chunav 2024, after all, is an election year. So there must be some mandate or something going on in the background to avoid clash on the voting day or whatever, if the voting is in April or if it is in May. And then there used to be feedback by the students that at the time of the exam, their final semester exams were going on. So now each and every PG exam is being conducted in March this year. MHCET for a 3-year LLB is in March. CUETPG is in March. That is for admission to DU for a 3-year LLB again. And even this exam is in March. So pretty much, it's going to be a roller coaster ride, and you will be free before Holi. So this is an important date to mark. And the second important date is that, or it is about the filling up of the form, which I'm pretty sure, because I usually create these videos slightly a day or two after the notification, you must have already or already must be in the know of this information. All right, so just be careful and just fill out the form by then, because there is not much time between the deadline and the exams date. So I do not expect that you'll get much of an extension. Just get it done and filled with, and keep it at one side. Delhi वालों का center usually NLU Delhi पड़ता है. When I took the exam in 22, I also created a vlog on it. I'll leave all the links down below in the pinned comment. If you want the question paper, the last year question papers, they are there in our Telegram channel. You just need to go to the files section and you will find those PDFs. Otherwise, you can always send us an email, and my team is going to send you those question papers if you need them of last year's. All right. So there are 120 seats. So quite a limited number of seats. This is usually also done to maintain the appropriate demand and supply of graduates, so that if supply is slightly limited, the demand keeps on increasing. You will have to excuse me today because, well, I'll have to sneeze a bit because the Delhi cold has really latched on to me. And I will have to make quick edits within the video before it happens, because then otherwise I usually don't like those edits. I usually try to talk in one full shot, and I usually don't even refer to a teleprompter, because, well, I like to speak this way without any prep whatsoever. So now, do you need to be a grad? No, you do not need to be. Let us clarify this point by going to their official website. So this is their official website. If you click here, this link, you will get the admission notification, and notification mein you will pretty much find all details. So they say over here Students in the final year of their bachelor's degrees are also eligible to apply, which I believe should be common sense. Proof of completion of the qualifying degree has to be submitted no later than December 31, 2024. All right, first edit, thanks to sneezing. So you can be, or rather let us say that if खुदा ना खास्ता ईश्वर करे किसी के साथ ना हो, but let us say that you get a back in your final sem, you still have time to clear that back so that in your supplies and your admission will still be valid, but you need to give them proof or that you are a graduate by 31st of December 2024. Alright, so this they talk about 120 etc. Then they will talk about the pattern, which I'll do it via my own uh, flowchart. Alright, so this is pretty much, this is, hopefully this is clear. Now the question paper is split out into two parts, which I believe is the most, it tests you on areas that that you need. I mean, these skills that they're testing you on, they are highly needed in the profession, or even not even practice, but needed during your journey of 3 years well at NLS. That is now part A. Last year, I believe around 14 odd students were associated with us. I always use the word associated with us because I cannot take full credit ever for someone clearing it, because it's always both ways, the both, or rather three ways. Now the luck has to align, the student's own input and my own guidance. All of them when combined together, they produce a result. But of course it is never, never a short guarantee that a result will be produced. I remember last year one of my students missed out the admission by 0.25 marks. Now that was well, just what do you say, unfortunate about that. So I'm in touch with a couple of my students who are in NLS. Previous year to that one, I believe we were associated with two selections, that was rank 1 and rank 6, I believe. But then those days are long gone in 22, and that was again the students' effort. So what they tell me is that, well, the entrance is quite good, and it relates to the journey within the college. Now part A contains mainly, it is a test of your critical reasoning skills. Now what are those critical reasoning skills? It combines, so the first portion is CA and GK. So for example, let us say that they give you a passage on climate change, which almost always pops up. Then they will ask you a question on where was or who hosted COP28, which just happened, or what were the main points, or what were the main conclusions that were, or the agreement that the countries had. So that the current affairs or the static GK that they will ask you is almost always going to relate back to the passage, the kind of topic that they've asked you. If let us say that it's an abstract topic, well then they ask any abstract important current affair or important static GK. Last year, Shri 1008, Andrew Tate, well, he's earned his money mainly via trafficking of women, so it's not really a person to look up to. But yeah, his name popped up in the NLSAT. They asked about who or which internet celebrity was arrested in Romania. I believe this was the question. I've forgotten, but the answer was Andrew Tate. So Top G made it there. Hopefully his Bugatti doesn't show up in the exam anytime soon, but any which way. So they ask a lot of pop culture reference wale MCQs as well. For current affairs, they should be asking about the government schemes or what is happening in India, but guess what, can't really dictate what they ask in a question paper. Then the main thing is critical reasoning. Now critical reasoning mein they are obsessed with what the author is saying. If the author were saying this, what would be the conclusion? If we change the assumption of the author, what happens? Strengthening the argument, weakening the argument, what is the assumption? They just want to know कि कवि क्या कहना चाहता है, क्योंकि कवि तो गुजर चुका है. This is a popular routine by a stand-up comic called Mahib Singh. But कवि क्या कहना चाहता है? अब कवि गुजर चुका है, हम उससे पूछ नहीं सकते. We can't really say because he's well in the other dimension, hopefully, or she is there. So now the entire thing is to test you on what the author means by when he says this, and what the author means when he doesn't say this, or will the author agree with, let us say, a hypothetical situation, or will the author disagree with that. All right. Then you have verbal reasoning. Verbal reasoning is basically critical reasoning is interconnected with verbal reasoning. Then you have questions on English primarily. So they will pick out a word from the passage. They'll ask you what is its antonym, what is its synonym. So very broad based. I won't say there is no fixed syllabus for it. I mean, this is a general aptitude test basically, and you can't really, for sure you can increase the probability of you scoring more, increase the probability of that by preparing, let us say, a word list of the most popularly asked antonyms, synonyms. But that is not a guarantee that they will ask. They will be asked in the exam, because in the passage they can pretty much ask you anything or about any word, and this is an endless list. So primarily speaking, if I were to say, this exam is more reliant on where you are coming from. So your schooling, your college, your basic aptitude and intelligence in life. They do not ask anything about law, because law तो उनका logic है. In fact, all law entrances का आजकल ये logic हो गया कि law तो हम आपको पढ़ाएंगे. So why do you need to study law beforehand? So CLAT also used this logic. CLAT till 2019 used to ask a hell lot of law. They eliminated all of that. And well, NLSAT is, of course, it's just pretty much CLAT only for a 3-year LLB. All right, so you have 75 MCQs which you have to mark out on an OMR. So the exam is a pen and paper exam. You won't be given a system to work, and there's one positive and 0.25 negative, and 0.25 negative for even any unattempted. So I'll attempt them all. You're getting a negative any which way, so might as well attempt it, right? So that is the story for part A. What all is required? This session is slightly longer. I'll have to discuss all the points. So if you do wish to take the maximum advantage, try to watch it till the end. Now part B is all about legal reasoning. Now what legal reasoning, what style of legal reasoning do you have? Do you need to have studied, let us say, the new IPC or CRPC or evidence? No. That they will teach you inside. You don't need to learn all of that. They will ask you 60 questions, or rather, sorry, this is 60 marks, not 60 questions. 6 questions of 10 marks each. It used to be 5 of 10 back in the day in 22. Then the format was changed last year. This year, thank God, they haven't changed the format, unlike CUETPG, which does modifications almost every year. Now, you will have 60 marks again and 15 marks of an essay type question. So that is, I won't say it is a traditional essay, but it tests your analytical skills as well. We'll just get to that. So you have 6 questions, 6, you can say, hypothetical situations in which you have to reason your decision out. So why are you giving a particular decision? You just have to reason it out कि भाई क्यों, मतलब अगर आप, I'll give you an example. Hypothetical situation ले लेते हैं. Let us say, assume a hypothetical country in which copying somebody else's videos is not allowed. Copying someone who's saying something in his video, provided that it is an original expression of his idea, his or her idea, for equality's sake, is not allowed. And then let us say courtroom publishes a video and some other channel publishes the same video, and both are talking about when the exam will take place. Is this a violation of the said law? Decide and give reasons for your decision. Yeah, that's just about it. So you do not have a Bare Act, you do not have the statute, you do not have any Kanun. So basically you do not need any Kanun and knowledge, you need a lot of common sense. Ki bhai, if you want to argue this out, ki bhai, if this is not a violation, of course you can argue it out that, well, it is a violation because, well, somebody else is copying the video idea or whatever, or the details in the video. However, you can argue out the better answer is that the exam date is publicly available information. It is not an original expression of any work, or it is not somebody's original work that is getting violated. And of course, when I create the actual question, it will have to be refined. So therefore, if both the videos are telling about the date, and the date is actually NLS's prerogative, so why exactly, how is this a violation? This is not a violation. So this decision is in your hands. All that you need to do to improve your skill here is practice mocks. That's just about it. If you were to ask me that is there any specific book that you can refer to, I do not know of any. that have come out, because the market volume is very less. People who take this exam is very less, so nobody really is interested. You will not even find many academies offering offline batches for this exam, because A, it is an open-ended aptitude-based exam. B, not many people opt for it. We have an offline batch that is going on right now, and we'll be taking a good shot at the exam, which pretty much we are through with. We're through with most of our syllabus as well. We also have an online batch. If you wish to prepare with us, well, go ahead, prepare with us. I'll leave the link to everything down below in the description. All right. Now, the essay is for 3 topics. Basically, they'll ask you to write on one, and out of that, one will be a fixed topic. Like, for example, something like right now AI is hot news, so deep fakes, right? So that was a problematic area. That is a problematic area for a lot many actors. Like, I believe ये जो Animal में जो actress थी, I think her deep fake was published, and then Modi ji also took notice of it. आजकल तो मोदी जी पे गाने भी बहुत हैं Instagram पे in his आवाज़. So he was like, ये मेरे से भी गरबा करा रहे in AI generated videos. So it is a mess. It is quite a mess. But however, they'll ask you some hot topic question in which it's like broadly very popular in the world, or they can give you a situation, like, for example, should AI be allowed in a courtroom, question mark. Now you can connect it back to chat GPT and the role in lawyering and the pros and cons, and you have to write a 15 marker. 6 such situations will be given of 10 marks each, and you have to write those answers out. So it is, part B is purely subjective, part A is objective. Now, however, you need to have scored more than 75, the 75th percentile, for your answer sheet to be even evaluated in part B's, and it will be done in a ratio of 1:5, subject to reservations as well. So if there are 120 seats, you have 5, this is 600. Hopefully I haven't made a fool of myself by doing the incorrect calculation. No, I think it's 600. So 600 answer sheets will be assessed only. So if, let us say, that you write very shandar part B ke answers and then you mess up your part A, they won't even get assessed. So this is almost like a qualifying exam, you can say. This used to be the qualifying. They didn't used to consider the score back in 22, but now they do. So then they prepare the final merit list based on the total of these two sections. All right. So you have you have to make it. You have to score really high here. I believe last year was also, people mostly scored around the 50 mark, 50 out of 75. Their answer scripts were assessed, because they do not even publish a final merit list. So it gets very tough to assess as to what happened in the exam. You have to ask individual students and then create a fictional data set. All right. So this is part B. Hopefully part B is clear. Hopefully part A is clear. So the total exam is 150 marks, and the duration of the exam is 2.5 hours. What all do you now require, or let us tackle out your FAQs. So when I say that there are books you won't find, if somebody has prepared material and is offering them, well, pay them their fees and get that. And I believe as far as I know that there are no books. What you can do, however, is pick up past years of CLAT, and those principal fact wale questions. Just think that there is no MCQ and try to reason your argument out. All right. Now, first thing is there enough time to prepare? Yes, absolutely. If you were to ask me in February, I would say forget it now. It's done. It's over with. However, people have cleared it in the past years by just waking up, choosing to attempt it, and then if they were really good in their verbal skills, that is. So this does not apply to everyone. But is there enough time to prepare? So you have pretty much 2 months, Jan and Feb, and then half the month of March. So 2.5 months, is it enough time to prepare? Ideally speaking, 3 months is enough time to prepare. However, 2.5 months will also do, because you can extract that 0.5 month by working more. That is almost always the case. This is the last stage to prepare. Iske baad nahi hai time. All right. So if you wish to start now, where do you start from? Like, how do you start? Well, you first and foremost, so since our attention span is quite low, we, like, for example, I intentionally create a number of lectures to be quite lengthy, that जिसने effort डालना वो effort डाल के अभी तक देखते रहे. But usually all of the content creation community is focused on shorts and Instagram reels and whatever. Your attention span is quite short, so you are out of the reading mode, and this exam tests you on your reading comprehension. All right, so now you must pick up the newspaper. You must not rote learn anything there, but for 1 hour to 2 hours to develop a reading habit is the most crucial thing for this exam. Develop it. All right, because I see a lot many people, a lot many students with excellent potential not clearing this paper because, well, their reading habits were not up to the mark and they were out of the reading mode कि बस ठीक है वो iPad वगैरह पे थोड़ा बहुत वीडियो शीडियो देख लेते हैं. एग्जाम तो ग्रेजुएशन में पेपर तो निकल ही रहे हैं, हमें सबको पता है कि हम सबकी ग्रेजुएशन कैसे हो रखी है. एंड आई एम नो एक्सेप्शन टू इट. आई एम जस्ट लाइक यू, राइट. जैसे जैसे आपकी भी उम्र बढ़ेगी आपकी दाढ़ी सफ़ेद हो जाएगी हमारी तरह, और क्या है इसके अंदर. तो न्यूज़पेपर में रीडिंग हैबिट आप ज़रूर डाल दीजिए. Your reading comprehension skills have to remarkably increase. So comprehension in a given time. So take or buy any critical reasoning की किताब. Look it up, critical reasoning. Usually it is critical reasoning is there in GMAT and CAT. However, those exams are insanely more tougher than this one, even in this department, and hopefully they never copy those exams because then life becomes really really difficult. So you need to have trained on critical reasoning. If self preparing, find out any good book. Wiley's के I think CAT की किताब आती, you can refer to that, but it is insanely tough. But so you'll have to, if you're getting those questions incorrect, no worries, just keep on practicing so that when the easier questions will pop up in the exam, that you can perhaps score more. All right, critical reasoning. Now this exam is about time management. Now we'll come to mocks. Now before somebody comes into the comments and trolls me, ha, look, you're pushing for a sale. Well, I have nothing more to talk about, and A, I have a kitchen to run, and B, I will talk about mocks because, well, they're needed. I believe the best thing that you can do for your prep is to enroll with any academy. There are n number, I'm sure, including us. We are just one more. You can, depending on your budget, depending on what you think or who you think is the most appropriate person or whatever, that is absolutely up to you. So enroll for mocks. It will be my advice. Try to take 2 to 3 mocks, all right, for this, and try to prefer that you take offline mocks. And while you write, we will be conducting offline mocks. The first one is scheduled to be in January for our offline and online batches. I think वो 8 और 9 जनवरी को हो रहा है. Anytime that you want to enroll with us, our classroom then becomes accessible to you, and well, you can come in here, we'll give you a date and time, and then you can just attempt it like you would be doing in the real life exam. That will tell you, basically the mock will tell you as to how to manage your time better. So people usually think अच्छा mock कर लो उसमें से question आ जाएंगे. ये exam ऐसे exam में होता नहीं है. Mocks are just a way to tell you as to which area do you focus on and which area do you manage your time better, or where do you need to work on, in which area do you need to work. So we do those offline mocks. Last year also we conducted, I think we conducted 2. Yeah, I think because I have to make them originally from scratch. We are offering 3+2 mocks, so 3 will be creating originally this year. 1 is already ready. It will be executed in the first week of January, and then 3+2, as in 2 I'll give from last year. I won't be assessing them. I won't be assessing their part Bs, but they will serve as very good practice for you from part A and part B. So in a total you will be getting 5. I'll leave the link to that down below. But since they are offline mocks, so we courier them out to you. We've also created, I think, a YouTube short detailing that. I will show it to you on the screen and ask, or rather I only edit the videos. What should I pretend that I have an editor? I will edit it and just put it here and leave the link down below in the comment. If you want those, well, you can ask us. Then basically, sorry, not ask us. You can enroll with us, and then we'll just courier everything out to you. All right. So prefer them online, offline, and write please write part B, because usually we think हाँ ये तो मैं कर लूँगा आसान, क्योंकि part B तो आसान है, बस वो लिखने में दिक्कत आती है. So kindly just आप लिखने की आदत डाल लीजिएगा. लिखने और पढ़ने का ही एग्जाम है. That is pretty much what they are testing you on. Alright, I hope that I've covered out everything that I set out to cover. Yeah, so you will go to this website and please fill the form by going to this website. If you, well, they're pretty much, given you everything, the amount of reservation, etc. I usually do not go into these details. They have a lot of Karnataka domicile thing. So it's for UR and for non-Karnataka domicile. It's just that the seats are quite less, and if seats are quite less, if the demand is low, or rather if the supply is low, the demand is insanely high, right? And you always get the tag value with this college, and it's always bragging rights that you'll have for life. All right. Hopefully that sorts out all of your queries. If you have any more, please do leave a comment, and I will definitely try, if it is worthy to be resolved over a YouTube comment, I will definitely do so. I sincerely hope that you do really well in this exam. Take your best shot at it, and do prepare well. Increase your reading comprehension skills, increase your critical reasoning skills, revise the CA, and part B will be done mostly via mocks only. And I believe this session was helpful to you. Wishing you all the very best. I only had to sneeze one. And hopefully you do not get cold. Wishing you a very happy new year, a very prosperous 2024. Well, like I think I saw a reel the other day, and fall in love with your problems. They will go away too. Yeah. So if you're facing any problem in life, well, instead of running away, we'll fall in love with that. I'm sure that they will also go away as well. It was a nice joke, so I thought I'll mention it here. Anyway, so all of your problems, I hope, are gone with the 2023, and they remain in 2023, and then, well, you get a fresh start and you stick to your New Year resolutions. All right, wishing you all the very best. Take care. Bye.